But she thanked me.
I
She
gotta
thanked
see
me
this.
for you. I had to tell her that this is what I expected all along. I said, Rosemary Gale, God's gift to us, our gift to the world.
Oh,
I like that.
how
That's
wonderful.
beautiful, Julie. Thank you.
And it's turned out to be it.
And it's so true.
All right, Mom, we're going to put you on mute now.
Absolutely.
I want your mom to say, we just had about 15 people join.
No, there was plenty. That's okay.
Take it. Take a deep breath and take it.
Please. No, it's your, anyway, welcome everyone. Hello.
It's so nice to see you together.
Yeah. How did that happen? How did you make it, Sherry?
An airplane. It just
Woohoo!
was amazing. It went in the sky. And we also have Ellie. Come on over. This is a good time to.
We have a bonus secret agent
Hello.
today in the room. It's Allison Ludeman.
Hi, Allison.
Wow, from San Francisco.
Yes. Sherry and I came together.
We came together.
Yeah.
And Allison is an amazing poet. Find her work if you don't yet know her, but
Thank you. Anyway, it's beautiful to be here for Rosemary's birthday. Birthday girl.
Thank you, Allie.
Yeah.
Feeling loved up.
you are loved
You
up.
are loved up.
Well, thank you, secret agents, for joining us today. I see so many beloved faces, and I am beaming love at you. I just want to love on all of you. And today it's pretty exciting because we do get to love on a lot of people. We have a really fun mission today.
We do.
In fact, I feel like today's mission is really in the spirit of secret agents. For those of you who haven't joined us before, just kind of what we'll do is we'll talk just quickly about how Secret Agents was formed, and then we'll share a poem. We'll share the prompt, your mission for what you're going to do today, how you're going to surreptitiously spread kindness throughout the world. And then we'll have a chance for everybody just to talk about ideas. And you can listen to other people's ideas to help you get ideas for what are some things that you might do to go spread some kindness in the world.
Sounds good. Let me if I could just ask everyone to please mute yourselves. We have, a number of people on the call, and we just want to make sure that the sound is good, especially for everyone here in the recording. I think,
all right, let's talk just a second about how Secret Agents came to be. And it was a couple of years ago when Sherry, Sherry, you tell them what you were doing. What did you do?
okay, and then you fill, I like when you
okay, we'll fill in for each other.
So I was a part of, someone was doing an abundance class, and we were asked to send money to people. And it was very open-ended what you could do. And I decided I was going to send $5 a day for a whole month to people who had really impacted my life, who may not know the great impact that they had. And I would include a note that said, that it was just a token, of course, $5, but that it was a token to express my wishes that they would have great abundance boomerang back to them.
So one day I got one of these in the mail. It was $5 and this lovely letter saying, your poems have meant so much to me. And so that night I wrote a poem called Secret Agents. And it was all about how, this woman had been this secret agent of the heart who went and just did this beautiful thing and made me feel so good. And I posted it on Facebook, or maybe you did. One of us posted it on Facebook.
You did. You post because you post your poem every day.
Well, I posted it, but somehow it ended up on Facebook.
I did somehow.
And so people started bringing in messages. They were like, I want to be a secret agent. And so Sherry calls me and says,
so you guys all probably understand, like Rosemerry is a rock star, right? Like, so in my mind, I was like, this was like, ready to Mick Jagger. But I called her and said, oh, wait, let's let everyone in. I said, it's amazing. Have you been reading what people said? People want to be secret agents. Let's make something.
She said, let's make secret agents of change. And so we did. And and it's our first time meeting in person, friends. It's so exciting. After years of missions,
I know,
sending people out doing surreptitious acts of kindness, we finally got to meet. And so I think that brings us to our mission.
I think it
today.
does. I think it does. And I think people know this because we're seeing some beautiful things, but it is Rosemary's birthday.
It's my birthday, and
And so-
it's also All Souls Day. It's Day of the Dead, and that was a pretty freaky thing when I was a kid. Like, I don't know what that means, but as I grew into it, I kept thinking, oh, that's amazing. Actually, for the last 9 years, I've been celebrating my birthday in the cemetery, and I invite all my friends to come and bring poems about birth or death, and we go to the cemetery and we share them. And so today we thought, how could we involve memory of people that we love? How could we involve this time when they say the veil is thinnest between the worlds? How can we involve poetry and kindness and this special time of connection with the people who we love the most, who are not here?
Sure enough.
So here's the poem. And this one is actually about, oh, hey, Dad, it's about your mom. This is a poem for my grandmother, Rose. My other grandma, by the way, is Mary, Mom's mom, which is how I got my name. But this is for Rose. And even so, it's a Happy New Year poem. It kind of does have the essence of today's mission in it. January 1st. When I say, Happy New Year, I hear my grandmother's voice inside my voice. The way she slapped the first syllable, the way silence hung for a moment before she finished the rest of the phrase. Happy New Year. Each time I say the words, she is so alive in that moment. The syllables themselves wear her bright red nails, her signature updo, and her rhinestone earrings. Happy New Year! I sing it out again and again, loving how she enters each conversation this day. There are small ways to bring our beloveds back. Little rituals so strong, they defy the loss. Rituals so potent that each time we do them, we become more and more who we love. Her voice becomes my voice, and her joy becomes my joy. I don't have to look in the mirror to see she is here. Her smile, my smile, curving up from the inside.
Yeah.
I think I'm just gonna re-say one of the part of the poem that I feel like is especially important for today's mission. If you think maybe of someone who you love, who is no longer here with us, there are small ways to bring our beloveds back. Little rituals so strong they defy the loss. Rituals so potent that each time we do them, we become more and more who we love.
Could you read just that one part once more? We've had a couple people
Oh, yeah.
just come in under the,
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you've already heard it twice, go ahead and close your eyes
Yeah.
and just lean in and let the words meet you one more time. There are small ways to bring our beloveds back. Little rituals so strong they defy the loss. Rituals so potent that each time we do them, we become more and more who we love.
thank you. And you guys, this is amazing because Rosemerry has this knack for, right? Like we knew what we wanted the mission to be, and I'll read you the prompt in just a sec, but the poem is perfect.
For our prompt, it worked out just fine. It's just because I have thousands of poems to choose from.
She just can always it's like a rabbit out of a hat. Okay, secret agents, are you ready? So your mission, should you choose to accept it, which we hope you will, is to create an act of kindness in someone's name who has passed away. What did that person value? What brought them joy? What is something that would make them really happy if they knew you were doing this in their name? What would feel like an honoring of that person? And because we like to always have a double secret agent mission, this one is going to be one that we hope if you do it, you will feel that kindness for yourself. So we're going to ask you to create an audio note for them, which is, if you have a smartphone, we can say a little bit more about that, but you can record yourself. We want you to create an audio note or write a letter to tell them about this kindness that you've offered to the world. We want you to see how that feels for yourself to tell this person. And you could even just stand outside and just, whisper to them, whatever works for you.
Actually, I have 2 ideas about that.
Oh, good.
One is that you could also write a poem to that person. It's called an epistle, that it's a letter form poem. But I also just heard this cool thing about this phone. It's called the phone of the wind. And they have it. Have you heard of this?
In Japan.
And they have them in Canada. And so, hi, Bob Watt. I saw you were here, my dear Canadian friend. So they have this phone that's connected to nothing. Or perhaps it's connected to everything. And you just go and talk into the phone to someone who's died that you want to have a conversation with. So you could also do this mission by picking up any phone that doesn't work and imagining it connecting to
I love
anything.
that. I love that. That is great.
You can also Google phone of the wind and
Yes.
see some of these. I think they're often rotary phones. Right.
So before we open up and let you guys all share and tell your ideas, we thought we'd just offer a couple of our own suggestions. Do you want to start?
Yes. So for instance, I was thinking about Rose, my grandmother, and how I used to help her gather marigold seeds on the side of her house. She would have marigolds every year, and then she would harvest the marigolds and keep the seeds. And because that was an act that she liked doing, I was thinking to myself, oh my gosh, I still have a bunch of calendula seeds in my garden where my calendulas have gone to seed. And I happen to know several people who would really like to receive them. So I think I'm going to harvest the calendula seeds and slip them into envelopes and very secretly slide them under some doors.
I love that. I love that. And the first thing that came up for me, Rosemerry and I were talking about this morning, and I have a father who I was fairly estranged from. He, bless his heart, just I think really didn't want children. I think it was not the life for him. And so he left us at a very early age. And I saw him maybe once or twice in my lifetime. It was, it was not a close relationship, but he's the first person that dropped in my mind today when we were talking about this, because he passed away this year. And so one of the things that I was thinking that actually just dropped in, I didn't really think of it, was my father. Part of the reason he didn't want a family is he really just wanted to travel. He really loved to travel. And so a way that I could honor him, I just happened to be hearing somebody that I was interviewing recently who is saving up for a trip to Ireland. And she's putting dollar by dollar in an envelope, that says Ireland. And I thought I could just send her anonymously some money that says, for your trip to Ireland.
Okay, I kind of love that because that's sort of how secret agents even
Oh,
started.
That's right.
was this sweet, money in an envelope.
I didn't even
through
think
the
of
mail.
that.
So
That's
kind of
so
sweet.
funny. Oh, I love that.
That's very in this spirit of secret
It's
agents.
very, okay. I love that. That's great. So that's what I was thinking. And so I also kind of like that what dropped in for me was someone that, doesn't, really feel that close to me, but I really want to honor him.
Yeah.
So anything else before we open up?
Well, I'm just reading Deb Bailey's comment here, and she says, Rosemerry, you're wearing a beautiful rose sweater as you share your poem about Rose. That's really lovely and meta, Deb. Thank you for pointing that out. My ritual today will honor my former mother-in-law, Rose. I dreamed of her last week, and the dream brought so much healing to me. Lovely. So we have several roses represent. We have a bouquet of roses represented in today's mission. Let's see, who else? If you raise your hand, if you change our view, maybe we can
Let's
see
change
people
our
raising their
view.
hands. Or
Um,
if you don't know, you can, in the reactions bar, you can, actually raise your hand.
Do you guys all know? So if you go to reactions underneath, there's something that says raise hand, or you could just do this. Do we have everybody on? Oh, we've got
No,
two
we
different
got multiple
screens. So I just demonstrated the raising of the hand.
Does anyone have some ideas about ways you might carry out today's mission? Think about who it might be and what's a way that you could honor them.
And also, if you don't know and you'd like to just sort of talk about it, that would be interesting too, because maybe that would help other people how, process how to get to this mission.
Shoshana.
Wait,
Oops,
one
you're
second.
still muted, darling.
You should be able to unmute. Oh, there you
And
go.
so recently, I have been in the middle of a few dilemmas, not family politics, but helping friends that have a lot of family politics. And so I began to speak about the wisdom and the diplomacy of bringing people together so there's not friction, there's not antagonism, especially with the holidays. One of my friends was saying, I don't want to see my mother. She's always very mean to me. She, this and that and the other, and my sister's not communicating with me. And my friend is beautiful. And I just learned about this. Her heart was pouring with pain. So I began to speak the way my mother always had pearls of wisdom, spoke words of love. And in my home growing up, we were not allowed to say the word no. We had to come up with a positive. So my brother and I grew up never saying no. And so for me, I try every day to live my life, which is very difficult because I've got fire in my body. I like to come head on with a lot of situations, black and white. I'm more black and white these days. So I began to speak the way my mother would to my friend, as if my mother was channeling me. And she said, Shoshana, that's beautiful. This is going to work for me. I'm going to try because I have nothing to lose. And so I share this with you all because sometimes it's just the words that we remember, that we recall, that were so powerful and meaningful from those that are, so to speak, dead. But I don't believe anybody is dead. Our cells are constantly alive. They have a vibration, they have a frequency. They're just converted to another form that we can actually even touch in the graves, which is why you go to the grave. You're so attracted to the grave, you don't even maybe realize why you're so attracted to that energy, that power, that beauty that's so purified in that space, right? And we connect. And so for me today, and I try every day to speak words of wisdom, the way my mother had and did always. So perhaps that can help. Maybe it's not an actual action, but it's the words that flow from our tongue.
Oh, that's an action, Shoshana. And blessings on Mary Kirker for bringing the Shoshana Castle into the world.
Thank you, darling.
Thank you. That's beautiful. I
Thank
love
you.
Thank you.
I just wanted to read what Kyla wrote.
And then Mom, you can go next.
Oh, absolutely, your mom. So that's so beautiful. Kyla in the chat, in case you missed it, said, my dear friend Jenny died at age 24 from cystic fibrosis. I will donate to an organization that helps cystic fibrosis patients.
Yeah, I love that.
That
one.
is so beautiful. And bringing in, this is what I love about having you all here. Like you just bring in such ideas that the rest of us may not think of.
Mhm. Yeah. Thank you for that.
Where's
Thanks,
your mom?
Kyla. Here's Mom, Julie.
1 second, Julie. You should be able to unmute yourself.
There.
There you are.
My mom and dad were outstanding gardeners, the Mary of Rosemary's name. And we live now in a new community, and I'm just looking at some roses that just have a few last roses clinging to them. I'm going to find out who does the gardening here and leave them a note.
Oh,
Secretly, very secretly, so nobody knows. And we're going to have to sign off. God bless you, Rosemary, on your birthday. Bye-bye.
Mom,
Thanks so
love you,
much.
Dad.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you for
We're so glad to be secret agents of change. Thank you.
Oh, I love your mom.
Yeah, I do too.
So anybody else want to share just either?
Here's Noreen.
Oh, look at you. Aren't you great?
Good morning.
Good
Good
morning, Noreen.
morning.
It's so nice to be here. Well, I lost my eldest brother 5 years ago, who was he raised homing pigeons and racing pigeons all of his life, from the time he was in high school until he died, pretty much. And he was 69 when he died. And then my mother was always very much into the birds. Although, you know, she raised 10 children, she really couldn't afford to buy bird feeders and bird food, but she was always talking about the birds and putting bread out for the birds. And now I am a Audubon member here in my community and on the board of the Audubon Society here. So I would love to, as an act of kindness, take some folks on a bird walk. So I'm in a community where I know I can reach out to different people in their honor. And
That's
thank
fabulous.
you for this.
What a gift. What a
Love
great way to do this mission.
that.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys so much.
And thank you, Ken, for taking the assignment. And Maggie, we're going to call on you. Thank you for letting us know. And then we'll go to Paula and then to Valerie.
Awesome. Where's Maggie so I can unmute her? Do you see her?
I do not see a Maggie yet.
Maggie, hold on.
Here, maybe that's right here.
Maggie, we just pressed it so you
I'm
there you
good. Thank you. I'm so sorry my video is not working this morning. I'm hiding in my office. But anyway, I did want to tell this story and hopefully get a little feedback from people. So my dad and my brother both died unexpectedly and in unrelated incidents, but about 10 days apart from each other. This was quite a few years ago, but the anniversaries are coming up on Sunday, so it's such a timely thing for me. So I'd like to think about some in their names, and they both have the same name. It's Junior and my dad. So I'd like to each day of those 10 days in between their deaths, I would love to do a really big act of compassion in their name, different acts for those 10 days. And for Jimmy and Daddy. So I'd love some ideas if people have any thoughts about. So I know I could come up with some, but I'd love to hear some.
What you tell us just a little. Are there things that they loved that they
They
felt
both love
passionate about?
They both love the outdoors. They both love family. Family was really super important to both of them. And I think they both loved each other so much that when my father came out of his coma and we had to tell him that Jimmy had died, he left that night, that same night. So they were very connected, obviously.
Yeah. Well, it does seem like maybe then something that honors your family members. You know, at least one or two of the days, something that's specifically aimed at your family would be nice.
I agree, you know, and again, if you want to do it anonymously, you can, even though it's your family. You might find a way to do that, you know, type it or something if you want to send something.
That's a good idea. I'm one of 7, so I have a big family.
Oh, yeah, so that could take up your 10 days. I also love, Maggie, I also love the outdoors. You know, it seems like there's some beautiful things. Someone suggested to me on the last secret mission, which I loved and I did, which was to pick up trash around the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, at least where I live, I could do that every day, right? Like that's a beautiful thing.
Oh, my dad would love that. That's a great idea. Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, you could do the same mission day after day too. I think you could do this, you know, or you could challenge yourself to come up with 10 different missions. But I think it would totally count if you picked up trash 3 or 4 times.
It would. And I think, yeah. Maggie, thank you so much. Thank you for posting so that we knew to unmute you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Oh, sorry.
And how about, I think Paula Lepp, you were next. Paula Lepp, do, Paula Lepp, do.
So my dad passed away about 3 years ago, And one of the things that he absolutely loved doing was playing cards with the family. It was such, and I grew up waiting to be old enough to be able to sit at the table and play cards when it was my dad, my mom, my aunts, my uncles. And so all of the cousins, you know, as we got older, we were allowed to step in and start playing the games. And then when my kids came along, same thing, we would all be playing and they would grow, they would hover around the table watching us play and just waiting. And then as they got older, they sat at the table. And about a month before my dad died, we were down in Mississippi, all as a family, and we wanted to play cards because it's what my dad loved. And even though the brain tumor that he had was affecting his speech, affecting his ability to navigate around both physically and sort of mentally, he beat us every single time we played. Every time. Amazing. It was amazing. It is such a great memory to take with me and to carry with me. Is this one last chance that we had to all do what he loved together. So I am going to go and buy a bunch of deck of cards and I'm going to take them to our local Ronald McDonald House and leave them for the families there. So, you know, Dad loved playing with the kids. He loved teaching the kids how to play. So I think that would be a really great way to honor my dad.
Oh, yeah. And I think you should also honor him by just beating the pants off the rest of the people in your family.
Yeah.
Just like,
oh, yeah, trust me, I try. But sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But yeah, but that's my next goal is just to win.
Well, and I love that because Paula, I mean, your mission is so beautiful, and your double secret agent mission could be to gather the family. I mean, if it's COVID safe, if it's possible for you are to do that, to play cards. That would be such a beautiful.
yeah.
We still do every time we're together as a family. We still play every time, and we always take a photo and show it to my dad. So yeah.
Oh, Paula,
thanks,
thank you.
Paula. And Val, how about you?
Oh, did you just go?
Nope. Yep.
There we go. Let's see if that works.
Yeah. Good morning. Happy birthday. So where are you?
We're in Placerville.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if that was Sherry's house or your house.
This is it's neither. We're actually in Kirsten Bridger's house.
Oh, really? Kirsten, another poetic energy. Well, happy birthday. And I think I have kind of a strange, twisty secret agent mission. Tonight I'm going to be live on KGNU radio, creating this psychedelic hip hop mass with a friend, and it is off the charts challenging. I went into a recording studio. It's like the whole 20-minute 5-track CD is really chaotic. It's like Jesus's moment on the cross in Jesus Christ Superstar, or a psychotic break recreated over 5 tracks. And they paid me to go into a recording studio and put spoken word over it. And now, which was a real challenge. And now the man whose idea it was who created this thing has this wild idea that we can go on the radio and do it live tonight. So he made a karaoke version of the CD, but the whole thing's on me too. It cannot be recreated. And it's making me, I'm nervous. I'm kind of stressed out over it because I don't know quite how to pull this off. And what came to me was my biker friend, Jimmy, who died in September, and then 2 performance poets who died in the last year and a half, Jimmy the Man of Steel and Ken Greenlee, and my father, and they all just stood in front of me, and I felt their bravery, their courage. So I decided I'm going to just fill with the courage and bravery that they had and just believe in myself and show up and do it. So.
Oh yeah, way to do it, friend.
It'll be of service to anybody who listens, and my creative friend and myself. But it's really freaky thing to be doing. It's a big project.
Oh, way to jump in. Way to jump in.
And I love doing it in his honor.
I think we're gonna also give you like this giant secret agent, like crazy rush of love. Like if
Okay.
everybody like just wave your hands and just beam love and energy and courage into Val.
Thank you. Thank you. And if you have a chance to tune in, KGNU Radio at 7 o'clock tonight, it's live. So
Thank
Oh.
you so much.
Wonderful.
Oh, I see Loretta. Loretta, you can unmute. Oh, wait, you're still muted. Will it let you unmute?
There it goes.
Oh, there
we
you go. Yay.
I didn't see what
Loretta.
popped up. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much. And the poem just meant so much to me. And I so often say, and in not always the nicest way, I open my mouth and my mother's voice comes out. But I really want to change the thought pattern of that when I say that, because and the thing is, there's two very influential women in my life. My mom passed 2 years ago at 99, and her mom passed when she was 62, my grandmother, and she taught me the meaning of the word love. And I really would like to, I always send out Thanksgiving cards. I do send out Christmas cards, but the Thanksgiving card to me is always more important. And people tend to really read it, you know. But I would love if I would have your permission to put your poem in there.
Of
And-
course.
Okay, thank you. And put a picture of both my mother and my grandmother, because my grandmother is love and my mother was family. Family is just everything. And my mother is so well known for her smile. She had this smile that at 99 was still so effervescent. Everybody always commented on that. And my grandmother, of course, was the love and the hug. So I'm going to send them out early and ask people to put those pictures on their table, because the sayings that I've always said in a cookbook is that there are no strangers at our table. And so even though my mother and my grandmother might be strangers to some of these people's Thanksgiving table, they're really not, because there are no strangers. So I really would like everybody to give someone a hug that day and a smile in remembrance of them. So
So beautiful. Such a
Thank
great
you.
mission,
Oh,
Loretta. So
that's
fabulous.
so fabulous.
So thank
So fabulous. By the way, I was going to say, and I'll put this in our Facebook group. And in fact, we hope, we didn't even mention the Facebook group yet. We have a Facebook group. If you are not yet members on, and if you're not on Facebook, we honor that too. You can totally still do your mission. And you can report back to Sherry or I with an email. We can post it on Facebook for you or not. If you don't want to, you don't even have to report back if you don't want to. But the reason we love people reporting back, usually through the Facebook group, is that it's like reading the best news ever. Like when you go through that page and you just read all these beautiful acts of kindness, two things happen. One is like you get this sweet hit of, oh my gosh, look at all the good happening in the world. It's the antidote to the other news. And the other thing is it does give all these ideas of, I could do that. Oh, I could do that. I could do that. So it's a very exciting, we just think it's so much fun on our Facebook page. So if you would send a photo or a video or just a little write-up of this is what I did. And I will put our poem and I'll also put our missions. I'll get that up on our Facebook page as soon as I can, right after we've finished with this call. So there was, and it happens to be, and I will add this to our Facebook page, International Kindness Day is November 13th. And Secret Agents of Change has been registered as one of the, we're doing it together. We're participating, even though I said to them, well, it's November 2nd. They said, we don't care. Spread kindness. So this is also part of UNESCO's International Kindness Day. And I'll put a link up there. You could maybe do something else on your own, specifically on November 13th, just to like have a global ridiculous kindness phenomenon. Hey, I see that
Oh, wait,
my
wait,
beautiful.
before,
yes.
I have one more thing to add.
Yes,
Because
darling.
one of the things I want to say is that those of you who have shared your amazing, beautiful ideas, either in the chat or live today, please still post them in the group.
Yes.
We have a lot of people who can't be here with us live. We also have people who come in as new secret agents all the time, and they can scroll through, and we don't want them to miss these beautiful ideas. So even if you've already told us, tell us again. You know, like who doesn't want to hear the good news over and over?
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Well
just,
said.
and we'll go ahead and we'll make sure that I think you have that information, but we'll send everybody to the mailing list again, the Facebook group.
Yep. Very
Okay.
good.
So
I see my beautiful, sweet Rosette. Hi, Babette from Germany. Hi.
Hi there. Hi, so good to see you. Happy birthday. You're a
darling.
wonderful team. I love your poem. And I was just thinking, how can I fulfill,
Oh no.
or at least part of it, who died, a while ago, 15 years ago, but she survived so many other people. She had a hard life, and she lost her parents when she was young, her husband, and 2 children. And one of them was my mother. She also lost her child to a suicide. But she was always, I think, kept a wonderful spirit, and she was always there for other people. And she was a wonderful baker. So she baked these beautiful and delicious Streuselkuchen that my sister and my cousins and myself, I'm not the big baker, but I was thinking I will bake one of her Streuselkuchen, that's the German cake with the bumps, we'll bake one of those and hand it out to the people that just helped me move in Göttingen. I had to find a new apartment because my old landlords wouldn't accept my new sweet dog. So I met people on the street that I helped to carry me something upstairs, and we turned out to become friends. And so I'm very happy with the new place because I feel it's a much better karma. I was thinking, how can I thank them? And we'll probably bake them one of my grandmother's cakes.
Oh, beautiful Babette.
Babette, could you please just say that word again? It's like poetry.
Streuselkuchen?
Oh my gosh.
Is that the one? Yeah, it's a terrible, it's the terrible German CH. It's like CH. Maybe I should write it in the chat.
It's not so terrible, darling.
It's beautiful.
It was gorgeous.
Okay, it's wait.
Oh, thank you so much. It's beautiful.
And I saw Chesh was going to say something, and now she's disappeared. So maybe she'll come back. Carol, I see you waving your hand. We have a few things we're going to read out of the chat bar, and then we're going to come to you, Carol.
Okay, I'll read this one. You read that one.
Okay.
Because this one's perfect for you. Thank you, Bob, for posting. My brother suffered with schizophrenia and for his entire life lived a half a step above the street. His favorite saying was, watch out for the other guy. In my brother's memory, I will go to the market area in downtown Ottawa and in some way, watch out for some other guys.
Oh, Bob. Thank you so much. What a gorgeous mission. And by the way, Bob, thank you so much for the present that I just got in the mail yesterday on behalf of Finn, which I think really counts. You got double credit. You got Operation Finn and Operation All Souls all in one. Thank you, dear man. Thank you. This is from my beloved Eduardo. My dad was very connected to Canada geese. In fact, my earliest memories involve hand feeding Canada geese on the wildlife management area where we lived. At the county park near where Rosemerry lives is, I'm hoping still there, a Canada goose, whom I will feed route to Telluride next week.
I'll feed him.
Feed him on my route to Telluride next week. And if there's not a goose this visit, then on another visit later on this year. I love the feeding the geese mission, Eduardo.
That's so great. I love that. This is so much fun.
These are awesome. These are awesome. Look, we have so many more to read too.
Let's hear from Carol. And
oh, good. Here we go, Carol. Hi, Carol.
Unmute. Okay.
Hi, sweet friend.
Thank you. Hi, dear. I'm so happy to be here. We have a dear friend, our family does, Anetka Panush. I'll say her name. I don't know if it's okay to say her name. And she is Polish, and she is my grandson Jack's piano teacher. She teaches in the University of Montana, music program. She's, you know, with the higher graduate students, that she's that kind of thing. And Jack takes piano from her, even though he's a percussionist, high schooler, because of Annetta, not because of piano. It's just being taught by her. That's such a joy. Well, she's very, very close to her father in Poland. They were maybe going to move back to Poland at one point, and he said, don't come. Poland has become a country, you know, much, you know, like all the conservatism and that kind of thing. And so this beloved relationship they had, he said in the most loving act, don't come, stay where you are. So he got very ill, passed away in the hospital. And in this hideous airplane debacle, Annetta was not ever able to get out of Missoula. She had a $2,000 ticket, actually ended up collapsing at the airport because the plane that they put her on was not going to make his funeral in time. So she is very much in trauma. She is becoming a modern American woman, but she is committed to wearing black for 6 months, and like in the old way. I thought I would today go by her house and take tulips and a note. I've already written a note, but maybe once a week for the next 5 months, go put something at her front door, a ribbon on the doorknob, or a tulip, a note, but something that reminds her that she's not alone in this. My daughter Laura is her very dear friend. She said she's a different person. Her voice is a different voice. She is so in trauma from this loss and not having made her father's funeral. So I get to do something. It feels so like such a gift to me. Yeah, so once a week, some little small something at her door. So thank you for the opportunity that this provides so much. You're so dear to us. Thank
What
you.
a beautiful mission. And I love the ongoing nature of it.
Yeah, I
that
like that too.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah,
That's
we're out
beautiful.
here. We haven't forgotten where you are in the process that you're in. Yeah.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Carol. And again, like, so Carol just introduced, you know, an idea that's something that's ongoing,
Yeah,
right? Like,
that
I
was really
love
nice.
that.
And I see, by the way, Chesh, I saw that you had your hand up earlier and now it's not, but it also
Oh,
looks
she's
like you're driving. All right, we'll maybe catch you in a little bit.
I wanted to read what Edie wrote, which
Okay.
just really touches me. My grandmother never used recipes, so it was always a pinch of this or just this much or until it looks like that. One day she asked me to come over so she could show me how to make her delicious chicken soup and special noodles. I observed and listened, took notes, and for over 20 years, I continued to make her wonderful soup with her noodles. In her memory, I will make batches of her soup and freeze them in individual containers to take to friends and neighbors who may not be feeling well or who may be in need of comfort
Oh,
food.
that's a gorgeous mission.
Love that.
Way to feed the people. That's
So
beautiful.
beautiful.
That's beautiful. I love that one. Oh, look, this is from my beloved Peter. Do you want to say this yourself?
Where is Peter?
This is Petey Boy right here.
Here.
Yeah.
We're asking you to unmute, so you should be able to.
Looks good.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello. First, for the first time since 1987, in person, happy birthday, Rosemerry.
Thank you, Peter. Thank
Yeah. So I've been thinking since I saw your mom this morning and since I saw her post on the Facebook page about Jim Tisdale. For all you, when I was a teenager, one of my best friends took his own life, and one of the lasting memories from that was Rosemary's mom. I remember after we just, it was Paul Baird, we delivered him to the hearse. I turned around and her mom was there and she gave me a big hug and whispered in my ear, remember the Easter promise. And it's touched my heart for, how long has it been? 35 years. Matter of fact, the first time Rosemary and I reconnected, I think it's the first thing I said to her. So anyway, something about Jim. I was thinking about Jim. Jim was a straight A student. He was good at everything he did. He was one of the most popular kids in school. But he had this secret wish that he'd always tell me about. He just wanted to leave everything, be a truck driver. Just wanted to leave it all behind to go drive trucks.
You know,
And
it's
so,
great. That was true for Finney too.
yeah,
Finney
I
also
bet.
wanted to be a truck driver.
Yeah. So every time I see a truck, when I think of that, I think I'm not so sure Jim really wanted to do that. But I thought, I don't know a lot of truck drivers, but it is trash day today. And I put my trash cans out. And so I'm going to go race home as soon as this is done and put a kind note on my trash cans to our trash man.
Oh,
Maybe with a gift card for them. Just tell them thanks for helping so much. We appreciate you. So that's all.
that is such a great mission.
Beautiful.
That
Oh.
is so good.
Can
I
you
love
imagine?
that.
Can you imagine like being the person that gets that note?
Right?
Like out of all the hundreds of trash cans, and then to have love.
Right?
That's
Nice one, Petey boy.
beautiful.
Thank you for that.
Let's see. This was what
oh, this was from Chesh. And she says, happy birthday. Thank you. And it is her first time Zooming with the Secret Agents. Thanks to all of you for being here, especially to our first time agents and especially to our longtime agents.
to all our agents.
Especially to all of you. I'm about to lose connectivity, she says. So I just wanted to send you and everyone lots of love. I will be sending out Thanksgiving cards on November 13th for International Day of Kindness. She loves that. Thank you, Chesh.
And I love what Kyla said, which was, when a friend has lost a loved one, I write the date on my calendar so that every year I can reach out on that date. So
that's
beautiful,
really beautiful.
so beautiful.
Yeah, what an honoring thing to do. Thank you
Love
for that.
this.
Anyone else have so? Oh, there, Jane has her hand up.
Oh, here we go, Jane. We're just, you should be able to, yeah, there you are.
Did I work okay?
Yep.
Great. Well, I give thanks to Carol for giving me an idea. And I sat there and I thought, what's my mission? And I couldn't think of anything. I felt kind of just stonewalled, and I kind of asked inside for some help. And Carol showed up and reminded me that there's something I could do on an ongoing basis. And that struck me because yesterday, my neighbor, who I have a casual relationship with, who told me about 4 days ago that she and her husband both had COVID. She was asymptomatic and he was in the hospital, and I had no idea. They're just, the feeling of them being neighbors is so precious. And what I think of when I think of him riding on his lawnmower in the backyard, he has a fairly good expanse of grass. But anyway, so Carol gave me this idea. My husband and I will be moving to Arizona for our usual transfer of neighborhoods for the winter. So I won't be able to be near her, my neighbor. Oh, I forgot the part. She told me yesterday when I called to check in with her that her husband had died yesterday afternoon at 2:06.
Oh.
I mean, he hasn't been sick but about 10 days and he's gone. And so Carol gave me the idea that while I'm away, I'll be gone 5 months. While I'm away, I can just routinely send her a greeting card in recognition that she's so overwhelmed now, and I have flowers and a card for her, and that's fine. But on the long haul, after all the pressure of the loss and her family and all of that, to continue to know that she's loved and cared for in the process, Rosemary, you know well, isn't over because it's a month or 2 or 3. It's an ongoing process. So I just thought that was a beautiful thing to do, especially because we're not really good friends, but we are in love together. And I know that. So I'm happy to have this practice just because Carol mentioned an ongoing thing. Thank you.
I love that.
Thank you. And I love seeing you both together. This is my second mission day, and it is sweet to see you together and to know that you're meeting for the first time.
Oh,
Thanks, Jane. It is
Thank
pretty.
you.
Really sweet. You
It's
guys,
really
I
sweet.
just want to take a moment and just, we still have some time. We're here for another 10 minutes, but thank you so much. This is so meaningful. I'm just about ready to just leak.
Oh, go for it. Just leak away.
It's so meaningful. So it's like when Rosemary and I started this, it's like, I don't think we really truly understood the power of what a beautiful community this is. And to know like that after we all leave this, that you're all out there in the world doing these beautiful acts. And that's why I just want to reiterate like what Rosemerry said about when you report back, it's no small thing. I mean, we just like, I go back to those other, like other times way after the missions are over, just to get uplifted from who you are and what you're doing in the world. It's no small thing. And I just want you to know that showing up here is so beautiful. We see your faces or your names and you really make a difference. Thank you.
Yeah, nicely said. And I love too, as Jane said, the hearing Carol's idea helps spur her own, and that's what we're doing. That's why we're here. Thank you so much for pointing that out. Here's one from Kelly. This dear friend of mine has recently become an inspirational speaker. His recent post addressed how, as a child, when we fall down, everyone cheers us on and lifts us up, and how as adults, it doesn't seem like that happens. He commented on how at our deaths, as a pallbearer, at least 8 people lift us up. And to imagine that when we are living and we fall down, if we had those people to lift us up, what a world this would be. So my purpose is to lift anyone up that I can every day, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be just today.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
So beautiful. Again, if anybody wants to share live, the reactions button below will allow you to raise that little virtual hand, or you could just wave at us when we'll see if we can find you.
Let's see. Some other lovely notes in the chat bar. Anyone else who wants to talk through a mission or maybe I like how was it Maggie who just had an idea and can you help me think about this? So if you're kind of stumbling on, I don't know what my mission would be, we could maybe help you think about it.
One thing that while we're waiting to see if anybody else does want to talk, that occurred to me, my mom is still alive, but I just love her so much. And I always want to honor her. And we have a little free library that has a quote of hers on it that says, you'll never be bored if you have a book. And that's one of my mother's favorite sayings. But I just wanted to put it out there because a lot of us are writers and books are so important in our lives and books change people's lives. But that's another really easy anonymous thing to do is to leave a book. It doesn't have to be in a little free library. You could leave a book, on someone's porch, or you could send someone an anonymous book, or just donate books to a school. I mean, there's so many things to do around books. So just to put in, and I see Nikki's.
And Nikki, hi, beautiful.
Yeah. Nikki, you should be able to, there you are.
Hi. So I'm thinking of my family. My dad died like a little over a year ago, and the week before he died, I'd always wanted to record his life story. He was like a Lithuanian immigrant and went through World War II. But the Tuesday before he died, we did a Zoom video recording of the first 10 years of his life, which was pretty dramatic, and it was very special. And then he died on that Sunday. And so we have that, which is lovely and hard, but I started doing it with my mom. So that's something my brothers don't know that I can pass on to them.
Oh.
So I love this idea of capturing this intentional love and the people and the stories. And we all have Zoom now. And so we can all make recordings and interview the people we love and get those pieces of our stories. So that's my birthday is tomorrow. So I'm going to do that with my mom tomorrow on my birth. About my birthday.
Oh, Nikki.
And happy birthday, friend.
Thank you.
That's beautiful, Nikki. Thank you. Thank you. Just before we move on, I just want to underscore what you said. I'm a huge fan of StoryCorps, which is they give people recording studios where you could go in and interview your loved ones. And now during COVID, they've done it so you could do it online. But if you need ideas on how to interview people, and Nikki's right, it's a beautiful gift in the moment to interview someone, to really see them and hear them. And then it's such a beautiful gift for anyone who knows that person. Yeah. So beautiful. Thank you, Nikki.
What a great idea. And Ulias, hi, friend.
Oops. Wait, we should.
Now, hi. Happy birthday, dear Rosemerry. I just love being in this group here. And I let you know that I have been collecting wisdom little tidbits of wisdoms, and I have them in a bag that I have in my bathroom, and also poems, lots of Rosemerry poems in there that are inspiring, uplifting. So once in a while, when I sit in the bathroom, I just go with my hand in there and I pull one out, and it always fits on that day, whatever I read. And I started, or I want to start more now, to go and take those little pieces of paper and put them on car underneath the windshield wiper plate on different cars, when I walk around, and I think, what could this driver here need to read today? And put a poem there or a thought about what is inspiring and uplifting for them. So I'm gonna keep doing that. I stopped doing it for quite a while, and I'm gonna do it again. Thank you for the inspiration.
Oh, yay, earliest. You should totally go to the UNESCO page and write that on the UNESCO page. I'll send out the link to the International Kindness Day, and then you can actually write your act of kindness on their website. That'd be a great one to add. All of these actually would be
I
great to
know,
add.
it's just every single one. And again, like what is so beautiful is different people just have different things that drop in, these ideas that come in. And then when we're here in community, it just fuels it. I feel like my mind is like, woo! We have time probably for maybe one more person. If anybody else who's been on the fence about speaking and you want to just, even if you just want to say hello, that's lovely too. It's the reactions button down below and it says raise hand.
Well, then.
Yes. Well, then.
In that case, secret agents, you know your mission. You may or may not know your mission. You may be thinking about your mission for a while. Perhaps your mission is still growing in you and you're still wondering what it is. But that often happens to me where I think about it for a long time. I'm like, what? I don't know. I should know. I'm supposed to be one of the leaders. I should know. And sometimes it takes a long time, but thank you. Thank you for taking and receiving the mission. Thank you for your commitment to going out and spreading kindness. Thanks for the beauty that you're bringing into the world. Thanks, Sherry.
Thank you, Rosemerry. Love you.
We'll see you on Facebook and read all about your good news.
We love you all. Thank you so much. You really matter. Thank you for showing up. We'll see you next time. Keep an eye out. See you in the Facebook group. I hate to end the call.
Well, don't, because I want to read the chat bar.
Okay. All right.
So you can hang out while I'm reading the chat bar.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here. You guys are so beautiful. Love this. I love what Jane said. It's no small thing that you're both helping all of us dig deep into our loving self.
Oh, thank you for that, Jane.
And we're all helping each other because you guys are helping us too. Oh, so sweet. All right.
Bye, friends.
Report back, please.
Report back.
Bye.